Good afternoon. Welcome to the Porch and our firearms testing program that we've got going. Now, we're in the office here and got a fan going. It's blowing my beard everywhere, so you guys we're just going to have to deal with it. I've tried to straighten it out, but it's too hot without the fan, so we got to have it. But let's talk about what we're going to be doing. We're going to be testing this 9mm HIGHPOINT carbine. And we've done some work on it. We put a rail on it, put peep sights on it, put a barrel shroud on it, done a trigger job on it. So we've done some work on those, put a mag holder on the stock. And so we've done a little bit of work on it. We wanted to carry it in our truck as a truck gun. And I had some trouble with getting it to zero. Anyway, I did some work on it, and I think I've got that problem 99% solved. And so we're going to do some testing on it, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes. We're going to let you watch the video on the testing that we've done. What we like to do is we want to test the accuracy of the gun. We want to test my accuracy with the gun. We want to test the ammunition. We'll do velocity test, penetration test, and ballistics test on the gun. And so we're going to be doing that here in a few minutes. We'll let you see that. But here's the thing. Hang around to the end of this video. It helps us in the algorithm, number one. But the other thing is, I've got a mystery. When I was testing this gun, I had something happen that in all the years I've been shooting has never happened before. And I simply can't explain it. Some of you guys that are smart, at the end of this, when we share with you what happened, I want you to see if you can tell me what really took place. Analyze this for me, because I haven't come up with the answer for it yet. I'm hoping some of you guys that are pretty smart will actually give me an answer, because this is a mystery I have not solved. Hang on. We'll be showing that at the end of the video when we do the wrap up and the summary on it. Okay, guys, let's get out there and get started testing this guy and see what we got. This is the accuracy test from a sandbag rest. Had one flyer, but otherwise it did pretty good for open peep sights, so I'm happy with that. Okay, we're going to be freehand shooting the HIGHPOINT carbine at 25 yards. All right, let's go see how we did. Okay, guys, here's what we're going to be shooting. This is our test ammo. That's a 147 grain Hornady XTP projectile and 9mm, and they're going to be loaded pretty hot with a special powder. I'm not going to say what that is, but it's a special powder made for a carbine rifle, so it should burn like it needs to out that 16-inch barrel. But anyway, this is the guys we're going to be using. We're going to do a 3-round average on the chronograph. $13.04, $13.35, $13.07. All right, let's see how that went. Okay, went through that block. Went through that block. And went, ooh, that's hot. Went through 2 blocks and hit the 3rd one there. Now that's not much penetration, but that may be a good thing. Let me see if I can get this thing where we can look at it. Ooh, that's hot. All right. That hollow point flared out even in that wood, which is kind of unusual, but it's a good thing. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to do a ballistics test with our water jugs and this carbine. Now, the bullet that I've got in here, or the round, is running at about 1,325 feet per second. It's an XTP. I don't expect a lot of penetration, but I do expect it to be pretty exciting. So let me get the cameras all turned on the target, and let's do this. Okay, let's go ahead and check this thing out. I didn't get a good center hit like I wanted, but well, yeah, maybe I did. Anyway, thing got pretty wild right there. Went through that one, hit this other one, busted the back out on it, so it was still selling pretty good. Went into the third one and came out the third one. I didn't expect that, guys. Went into the fourth one, and looky here. That thing is stuck right there in the fourth one. So let's see what we got there. All right, let's just dump this out and see if we can catch that bullet and look at it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but we got decent performance out of it. But there's something I want to talk to you guys a little bit further in this video about this particular projectile. There was something that didn't go like I wanted during the building part of this ammunition. I'll explain that to you here in a few minutes. Okay. All right, guys, here we are in the office, and we're going to go ahead and do the summary on the testing that we did on this 9mm carbine. I'll show that to you once again. This little carbine, let me quickly say a couple of things that we've done to it. We did a trigger job. It's got a decent trigger on it now. We put this Picatinny rail on it. We put these peep sights on it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see those peep sights or not. We're going to try to get it there. But anyway, we got those on there. We also put this extended lever here for loading the gun up. We put a mag carrier on the back of the stock here, which has got two, see it there, got two mags, extra mags on it, plus the one in here gives you 30 rounds on board. Oh yeah, we put this little barrel shroud on there that makes it look good, and if you get it hot, you don't burn your hand on that barrel. So that's all I can really think of right now that we've done to it, other than just shoot it. But we did have some trouble, as I said, zeroing it in, and I think we've got that fixed on it. So that's basically what we did. Now let's talk about the test on the gun, because that's going to be pretty important. As you guys can see, and we'll put a picture up there, but as far as accuracy at 25 yards on a sandbag rest, it did pretty good. Now, it did a lot better than the old man can do. The gun will actually, if you can hold it still, it'll actually pretty near stack one bullet on the other. But my eyesight at 25 yards with those open peep sights, just, I can't do that fine shooting that I like to do. And I can still do that with a scope. I just can't do it with iron sights. And so a standing shoot, I was able to put all of them in a 10-inch plate and at 25 yards, and that's, well, that's just as good as I am. That's all there is to that. So that part of it's good. The gun shoots good. I shoot it decently, and for a truck gun, that's a good deal. But then we tested the ammunition, and we got a few surprises. Now I'm still going to show you a mystery toward the end of this, so hang with me. This is important. But when we tested the ammunition, we tested the speed of it. That's a 147 grain 9 millimeter, and that thing was coming out at just over average, just over 1,300 feet per second out of that carbine. That's pretty hot for a 147 grain 9 millimeter. I wish I had got the foot-pounds of energy, but I was having some difficulties with my app and I didn't get that. I'm guessing it's somewhere around 550 in that area. So it probably had really good energy for a 9 millimeter, considering most 9 millimeters are running at about 350 pounds of energy or foot-pounds of energy. So testing the velocity of it, it did exceptionally well as far as I'm concerned. Now, we did go into a penetration test in 2x4s, and let me show you guys this. I think I've got a picture I can put up there in the corner, but let's see if we can see that. This is not something that we normally get testing in 2x4s for penetration, and that's just so that we understand when it hits a wall what it's going to do. But this thing actually expanded when it hit 2x4s. Most of the time they clog up and they just turn into more of a hard ball, and they'll do a lot of penetration. I've got as much as 3.5 2x4s penetration with a hollow point, but this one only went through 2. And I mean, just went through 2 and kind of hit the third one, but marked it, but it didn't go through it or even in it. So that was a little bit new, and I'm going to contribute that. Don't know this 100%, but I'm going to say the speed that thing was moving, it did go ahead and mushroom or expand. And of course, once it expanded, it wasn't going to get a lot of penetration. Now that, as far as I'm concerned, is a good thing, because if it hits a wall, I don't want it going a long ways. I want it to stop as fast as it can. Now, we tried the water ballistic test going through 2 layers of heavy cotton clothing, and I'll try to put another picture up there if I can. There the bullet is. The expansion on it wasn't real good. I mean, that's not bad, but it's not real good. These XTP, they're Hornady XTPs, they normally expand pretty good if you get the velocity right. I expected when they hit the water to over expand and probably under penetrate. Another weird deal. This thing did right the opposite. It didn't expand as much as it should, and it penetrated an insane amount for a 9 millimeter. Now, let me explain why I say that. The 9 millimeters that I normally test, they'll normally go through about 2 and maybe halfway through another jug, and maybe even hit the jug on the far side. 3 jugs at most. This thing went through 4 jugs and actually lodged in the 4th jug on the far side. So this thing, if you do the math, ballistic gel, and I'm just roughly doing the math in my head here, but you're probably talking at about, I'm going to say somewhere right around 16 to maybe 20 inches. I'd have to do the math to make sure. So it penetrated really a lot more than I thought it would. And that's all right in a carbine. We can live with that. But the expansion is what concerned me. Now, let me explain a little bit about that expansion. And I'm probably going to need my glasses to do this. And I'm going to hold these bullets up there and see if I can get you to see what happened here. I want you to look at those 2 bullets. That's the same bullet out of the same box or projectile. See how little the hole is in one and how big it is in the other? Now this is what we shot. What caused that hole to be different is my loading dice for 9 millimeter. I only had one deal to push the bullet down into the casing. And what it would do is when you push it down into the casing, it would actually close this hollow point a little bit. And so, and I seen it when we were loading it, so I only loaded about 10 test rounds because I kind of knew what it might do, and it did exactly what I thought it'd do. It closed that hollow point up too much, and it didn't perform good. It had that hollow bend, and I've actually tested quite a few of these XTPs, so they really do pretty good. But had that hollow point stayed big like that, I think we would have got a really good test out of that. I'm going to get some more dice for my 9 millimeters. What I'm really getting at, guys. But here's what you ended up with. We've already shown you this, but you ended up with a bullet that probably expanded. It could have expanded 25, maybe 30% more had I not had that problem in the loading part of it. Now, let's start talking about mysteries. I took that gun out the first day to do the accuracy test on it, and I do my accuracy test on rifles at 25 yards off of a sandbag rest, because what I'm trying to do is see what the gun will do. Anyway, I put that on a sandbag, put 5 rounds in it, shot 5 rounds in that gun, and I'm going to show you the target up here. That target's about 18 inches wide and probably 32 inches long. I didn't measure it, but that's just a rough guess. 5 rounds, squeezed them off slow, held my gun very solid, and when I shoot, usually in that brown cardboard, you can see if you miss that black bullseye, you can see that bullet hit that brown cardboard. Well, I didn't see any bullets, so I thought, well, I put it right in the bullseye. So I shot another 4 times. And I'm thinking, I'm setting up there at 25 yards. And you have to understand, my eyesight's not real good anymore. But I'm thinking, I'm putting every one of them rounds in that bullseye because that bullseye is black and I couldn't see the bullet hole. So I'm just assuming they're all going in the bullseye. Well, to my chagrin, I get down there to the target, and here's what I see. Now, I didn't have one single bullet in the bullseye. Fact is, I didn't have one single bullet in the paper, in the cardboard, anywhere. I missed an 18 by 32 cardboard completely at 25 yards at a rest. Now, guys, I've been shooting rifles all my life. You give me a good scope, even at my age, you give me a good scope where I can see the bullseye and everything, and I can almost stack bullets on top of each other still. So I'd say, well, I'm just a bad shot. I'm not that. I'm not the best shot in the world, but I'm a whole lot better than that. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what in the world have I done with this gun? I can't even hit something that big. So I start back up to the shooting shed, and I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking, this gun going somewhere. I'm not keeping this gun. Something's bad wrong with it. So I thought, well, let's give it a chance. So I moved another 3-inch bullseye target out at 10 yards from the shooting table. I took a rest. I shot 2 times, put it in the bullseye both times at 10 yards. I said, well, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to hit it, even at 10 yards. So I moved it out to 15 yards, shot 2 more times, put it in bullseye every time, moved it out to 20 yards, shot 1 more time, put it right in the bullseye so I didn't shoot again. I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the 25-yard shoot again. So I did the 25-yard shoot again, and I'll show you. Let's get a picture up there, and I'll show you what it did. Now, here's the mystery of the whole thing. How did I miss that big of a target? What happened in that particular frame of time that I couldn't even hit that big old cardboard target, and I didn't change anything, just went up there and reloaded and shot again like I always do. And I'm putting them in a place. Well, let me show you the target. But anyway, we're putting them in a small place, and it's shooting good. So I'm totally shocked. I told my wife what happened. I said, you got any ideas what took place there? And she said, could you have missed? I said, I don't think so. I said, I could have pointed that gun down there and closed my eyes and hit that cardboard. I might not hit the bullseye, but I could have hit the cardboard. I said, no, I don't know what happened. So anyway, what I'm asking you guys, it's just kind of fun. But you got any ideas on what took place there? Because I didn't change anything and the gun was shooting perfect. And yet I missed that target. No, I'm not going to belabor that anymore. It's just a weird deal. But anyway, having gone through the whole test, talked about the whole thing, here's the thing that I'm looking at right now. I think that gun would be plenty good for a truck gun. But what I'm thinking about is, I'm thinking at my age and my eyes, I may need to consider a scoped gun in my truck gun, and maybe a scoped rifle anytime I mess with a rifle anymore. I loved old iron sights when I was younger and I could see good, but I don't think I'm going to ever get where I can shoot them as good as I did. And this gun is a tactical gun, pull it out of your truck, take care of a bad problem, and it would probably do that even with my old eyesight the way it is. But I know that I can take a scope, and if I have to do 50 or 100-yard shot, I can still do pretty good. I've done it many, many times in my life, and so I'm kind of at the place right now. I'm asking myself, do I want to put this gun in my truck? I do have another HIGHPOINT in 10 millimeter that's scoped. I think I'm going to run it through the test, and I'm going to decide, do I want to put this 9 millimeter in there for a truck gun, or do I want to put the 10 millimeter that's scoped in there for a truck gun? I don't know yet. I'm going to debate that a little more. I'm going to test the 10 millimeter, and we'll video that and bring you guys a video update on the 10 millimeter HIGHPOINT. But I suspicion I'm probably going to use the 10 millimeter for a truck gun. Now, in my Overlander, I carry a 12 gauge pump shotgun as a truck gun with peep sights on it, and that's pretty adequate for that, I think. But in my farm truck, I like this 9 millimeter. I'd like to use it, but I'm not sure. I could maybe scope it, and I'm actually considering that. But anyway, those are the things I'm thinking about. You guys give me some comments and tell me what you think. And by the way, if you don't mind, we're still trying to build this channel, and we're not getting as much activity as we'd like to. I'm not sure why, but we're trying to do the best videos we can. But if you don't mind, if you like these videos and they're doing you any good, subscribe, hit like, share these videos if you don't mind, and comment, especially on this. Comment on what you think happened when I couldn't even hit that target, and comment on some of the other things you've seen here, the bullets and things like that. And just before I close, the ammunition thing, I've got to solve that. Now, that ammunition is adequate. It'll do the job. But adequate when you can do better is just not going to work for me. I want the top performance out of my ammunition. That's just my mindset. And I want top performance out of my guns as well. So we're going to have to rethink the ammunition thing, order a set of 9 millimeter dice that won't collapse that hollow point. All right, guys. We here at Porch love you. We appreciate you. We enjoy having you. We enjoy your comments, and I read every one of those, and unless they're just really ugly, I actually comment back. So having said that, you guys have a blessed day.